You're watching the PlantX Vodcast. Join us as we explore the inner workings of all things plant-based and all things PlantX, from the products and lifestyles to the people behind them. Now welcome our host, the man who combined his love of e-commerce and the plant-based lifestyle to create PlantX, Sean Dollinger.
Hey everyone, welcome to our second season of our PlantX Vodcast, and hope everybody's having a great summer and really excited to get back into these vodcasts. And as you could see, we kind of changed around the format. Really want to keep trying to give the best that we can to our shareholders, investors, as well as future customers, and anyone who's just curious of what PlantX is all about. Really helps us when you subscribe, recommend these shows to your friends, and give us thumbs up. So again, thank you very much for your support and tuning in here each week. For anybody who's new to the whole PlantX story and what it's all about, we're your one-stop shop for everything plant-based. So if anybody's looking for meal deliveries, groceries, absolutely anything they could think of in the plant-based environment, that's what we're here for. And I was actually speaking to an investor this week about all about what PlantX is and how the concept is coming together, how people come in for meal delivery and then they start doing grocery, and we keep seeing the basket size increasing. So the idea behind what PlantX started with is proving itself here. And the team is excited to see the customer lists grow and see the product offering keep expanding. And on today's show, and as you guys know, a couple weeks back, we announced another ambassador, Justin Fields, who had a phenomenal week this week with the Chicago Bears. And a couple months back, when we were on our summer break of the vodcast, we announced Rémy Métailler, who is one of the #1 downhill mountain bikers in the world. And I've had a chance to meet him firsthand in Squamish, and he's an amazing partner and someone who absolutely supports the whole plant-based lifestyle and everything that we're doing here at PlantX. Remy, welcome to the vodcast.
Thanks for having me.
No, thanks, Remy. And maybe you could give a little bit background on how you got into mountain biking and everything that you believe in the plant-based space.
Yeah, so mountain biking, so I'm originally from the south of France, and the sport of downhill mountain biking was really growing. And so I got into it because at the time it was pretty popular. You could see the races on TV, and I get to see, some of the biggest names, riding in person. So I got into mountain biking when I was 15 or 16 years old, and then I quickly understood that Whistler was basically the mecca of mountain biking. And so when I finished my studies, I decided to move over to Canada and try to ride the Whistler bike, which is, basically the place to be for mountain biking. And fast forward 8 years, I'm still here. So now based in Squamish, which is only 35 minutes away from Whistler, and yeah, I've been doing ever since. And regarding plant-based, I think it's really when I really took in consideration the impact of some of the product we use on the planet. That was my main reason why I went to mostly being plant-based. So yeah, that's how I got there basically.
Did you notice a change when you went plant-based on your focus while riding? I know how important obviously being focused on the track is and all of that. So how did plant-based living affect that?
No, not really. Like I haven't noticed any negative impact of being plant-based. Obviously, I feel like it's mostly at home. It's been exciting to try new source of food and just being more creative. And there's a lot of food that before I would never have picked up in a restaurant. And by being plant-based, I felt like more excited about trying new stuff. And I think for me, that's been like really refreshing. And I felt like I've had like even more fun, at home, like cooking and experiencing new stuff. I think that's makes me basically, happier, and then I can do my job better.
And I know downhill mountain biking, as you told me, has been growing tremendously as a sport. And obviously, you're at the top of the game. And as we said, like even when Alex and I called you for that first time that we had a conversation, you had so many different companies contacting you for you to be a brand ambassador, partnerships, which we feel this is more of, at the end of the day, a real true partnership. What does it mean to you to be a PlantX ambassador and the partnership with PlantX? Yes.
Well, I'm really excited because obviously it's a company that's been really fast growing, and now with a shop in Squamish, which is basically 5 minutes from my place. That's been like really fun to be part of that and to see like the new product and see the concept like evolve and progress. So it's something I've been really excited about.
Awesome. And as the plant-based industry has grown and you've seen so many people, I've seen it firsthand, so many people interested in this plant-based lifestyle. I was even speaking, and perhaps you know them, over at Bread in Whistler, who I think make phenomenal breads and cinnamon buns. There's always a line, a half an hour line. And I was speaking to the founders of that company today. And they say before they were kind of worried about using the word vegan and plant-based, and now it actually attracts more people to their brand out of the curiosity for it. What have you noticed in the people that you surround yourself with and the sport that you're in?
Yeah, I felt like it's been growing extremely fast. I mean, I learned the term, like coming from France, obviously. I feel like Europe is a little bit behind Canada on education about plant-based. Also, I left France 8 years ago, so the situation has really progressed a ton. But now in Whistler, Squamish, and Vancouver, like I don't see a restaurant being successful if they don't have a strong plant-based menu. It became such like it's not just a trend. It's something that's necessary because a lot of people decide to no longer eat meat or fish or any kind of dairy product. So I feel it's something that companies should focus on and invest and grow. And I feel like with the more experience, like the products and the taste, everything gets better. The recipe gets more dialed, and some of my favorite meals are stuff that I don't think even existed 10 years ago because people were not able to recreate some of those flavors.
100% agree with you. It's amazing how far the space has come. And again, when I go to a restaurant and there's no plant-based options in 2021, with the availability and everything out there and the whole mindset, even for people who don't live a plant-based lifestyle, they love giving plant-based food a try, and the unique flavors, as you've mentioned, no matter where I've went this summer and traveled and worked on business development and everything, every place that you go to around the world seems to have its own unique turn on the whole plant-based lifestyle. So, I'm totally in agreement with you with that, Remy. And during our vodcasts, we always encourage our viewers to send in emails and give feedback, because not every chance do we get to speak with Rémy Métailler, firsthand live to ask questions. And for participation, we love to do a giveaway each week. And this week we wanted to give Rob out of Ottawa, who's a massive supporter of PlantX, who took the time last week to really discuss everything in detail. And it's led us to believe that people who invest in our stock actually are customers, and really loyal customers. And he just called with amazing feedback on how to keep improving, how to be the best, and how to, be the number one in the whole plant-based space. So we'll send him out a 3-day meal plan for next week. And Remy, some of the questions that we have here, Yosef basically hit it on. Do you feel that, and we spoke about this a little bit earlier, do you feel that a plant-based diet is putting you at a disadvantage to other diets due to having a harder time to hit the macros? So I guess it is a bit of a different question based on the actual protein, et cetera, that you could get out of a plant-based lifestyle.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think I have like any kind of disadvantage whatsoever. I think it's just important to educate yourself at what kind of aliments your body needs in order to achieve like a healthy lifestyle and be like successful at whatever sport you do. But I think as long as you respect the needs of your own body, and you can find obviously all the nutriments in veggies and spinach, and it's got like plenty of good stuff for you, kale, etc. As long as you don't left aside some of those veggies that bring you so much nutriments, I don't think you'll have any kind of disadvantage. The only thing that I notice is that it's like everything, your body needs to, you need to obviously get used to it, but it's been really fast for me. And yeah, as long as you have, and it's the same if you eat meat or fish, obviously. If you just eat meat and rice, like you won't have all the nutriments you need, right? So with a plant-based diet, you just want to have like a large diversity of nutriments and aliments, and as long as you do that, you'll be good to go.
Remy, I definitely agree with everything that you said, and I've obviously met and I see that you're obviously super fit, and living a plant-based lifestyle, people think that it's just eating bread and pasta, and there's so much more. And I notice when people start living a plant-based lifestyle, what it encourages them to do is exactly what you said: introduce more plants into their lifestyle. And when you start eating those vegetables and everything like that, it obviously has great effects on your body. So whether you're still eating meat and alternatives to the plant-based lifestyle, I think that the impact that it has on your body, and again, I'm not a doctor by any means, but it definitely has to be great for your body, especially if the input that's going into your body is great, because you definitely want to put great quality vegetables into your body if you are going that way. A little bit off topic, Remy, not necessarily about plant-based living or anything like that. Christian asked, Remy, what was the make and model of your first bike?
That's a good question. My first proper bike, I believe, like my first actual mountain bike, was pretty a specialized hard rock 1993 or something like that. I just remember it was red, and I very quickly damaged it. But yeah, that was my first bike that was capable of, I was able to basically use it for mountain biking. And obviously the bikes have come a very long way since the sport is so new. Every year the bike gets better. But I see one of the other question. I'm currently on a propane bike is a brand, and the bike I ride the most from the range of product is the Spindrift or the Tai.
Awesome. I'm sure that answered Christian's message. And I know I've tried downhill mountain biking a couple times. And for any viewers who haven't, it isn't easy by any means. People think maybe jumping on a bike going down a hill is easy. And like you said, Remy, when we met, these conditions in BC probably are the toughest they ever been, with how dry it's out there. And you kind of related it, as I'm a skier, to going on an icy day versus a nice powder day. And you told me that I should definitely wait until it rains. So I look forward to hitting the mountain with you here in the fall and going out to the brand new opening. If you haven't heard, we're actually shifting the name away from New Delhi to X Market to create excitement around an X, which stands for partnership, which essentially this is what this streamed from. And I'm very thankful. And from all our shareholders and investors, we're extremely thankful for the partnership and for you to decide. PlantX was a small company when you joined us, and obviously we grow every day. And someone like yourself teaming up with us to bring us to the next level means so much. So wishing you all the best, and look forward to seeing you out there. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. As you know, these vodcasts, the reason for them is for you to meet the partners behind the scenes, all the different press releases we come out with and what it truly means for the company. Just last week, we announced a partnership with Disney with their #1 movie of the summer, and adding some uniqueness to the Boombox UK website where they incorporated a game into it. I've been in e-commerce for 20 years, and when I see things like that, it gets me really excited. One, to see a massive company, one of the biggest companies in the world, understand what PlantX and Boombox are all about and incorporating us into their movies. And this is just the start. I get called so often from investors and shareholders asking about the price, asking about all these things, and we can't comment. As the founder of the company, I could tell you, I keep my head down and work on the e-commerce side of things. That's what I do at PlantX. I really work on the whole business development side of things, working with the team who's absolutely superb. Most people take off during the summer. Our team's kept their heads down. We're about to open in Hillcrest, San Diego. I believe that's slated for September the 14th with the whole rebrand of X Market. So we wanted to make sure we came out with something that was eye-catching. You could see from our whole rebranding on what it stands for. X Market. When somebody walks by that logo, that store sign, we want them to be curious. We want them to come in and see what it's all about. But at the end of the day, each one of these stores need to be driving the traffic back to our e-commerce site, which we see over and over again. The first customers coming into our site, they're spending about $50. And then the customers who are coming back every month, we see them spending double that on each transaction. And we'll continue to see that growth as people believe in PlantX and continue to come back. As our team works on its product line, increasing the merchandising in the plant-based cosmetic space, the pet food space, the refrigerated, meal deliveries in the US have launched, and we've just launched in Los Angeles. And we already see it taking off thanks to our partner, Matthew Kenny, who has a phenomenal reputation in the plant-based world. PlantX will continue to keep its head down, keep working at everything that we've been working at, and keep building the largest plant-based platform to exist. Until next time, stay curious, stay planted, stay healthy. Cheers.